everyone, it's Crystal with Simple Studies. Thank you for being here today. Today I'm giving you an update on term 2 and a little bit of what we did in term 1. Let's see, as many of you know, we moved to Florida about a year ago from Idaho, and we were on the Gulf Coast for a few months and we transitioned over to the Palm Beach area, and we're so grateful. The community here, the homeschool community, just the area we live in, we're so grateful to God for leading us here and for giving us direction for our family. It's just been a blessing, and we love the community, and we have a lovely church home, lovely friends, and we just feel at home already, and we're just so grateful. We miss family back up in Oregon and Washington, but let me get started with what we're doing in our homeschool. Our older student, in high school, he's doing his own program, so I won't get into that here because this is a homeschool-ish type channel. So what I do is I have, as many of you know, we are Charlotte Mason Homeschool. We use Ambleside Online for most of our resources. Not all, we are very eclectic and therefore use and pull from different resources as well. I'm working on a new Simple Studies that I'm really excited to release in the spring because it's gonna be for middle schoolers mainly. I'm working really hard on that and trying to get that released. I have a daily, kind of an easy printable that I print out, and I go, I have a little flip too, but I will keep that hidden because there's some personal information on that. But I have every single thing that I hope to accomplish within the week. And then if we get to it, I check it off. If we don't get to it, then I just put it back on the list for next week and keep reading through and keep doing the things. Usually each term is about 12 weeks. And so 11, 12 weeks. So we did all the way through. We did her exams. What a delightful thing. I love how Ambleside Online now offers exams. Just copy, paste, download. So I did want to cover a little bit about what we read in term 1. We're going through the Bible as usual. And let's see, we read The Hobbit, Anne of Green Gables, finished Wind in the Willows a while ago. We have Ambleside Online hymns and folk songs that we're continuing through. And I guess I should just go into the books that we are still considering and going through. She read through a lot of Narnia, so she's in book 4 for her individual reading lessons. We had a tutor working with her, a classical tutor through Shakespeare. I am aiming for either Shakespeare or Plutarch each term, because doing both for her on top of our community and other obligations is quite a bit. So some other things that we're continuing reading through term 2 that we were reading in term 1, our island story, the story of the Romans, Grimm's fairy tales, and the Gray Fairy book, and the Iliad, which there are some really great graphic novels out there depicting the Iliad. I'm not going to list them below because depending on your family and whether or not you allow graphic novels, we would read a chapter and then she would immediately flip it open and teach me about what's going to happen next and what was happening. So I am very grateful for the modern day and age library access to graphic novels. Sometimes having an older brother means you have more graphic novels in the home, and I'm okay with it as long as they are appropriate. And then we do 13 Colonies in lieu of George Washington's World or Abraham Lincoln's World. Those stories tend to be a lot more complex. Those books are incredible, but I just needed some shorter snippets of American history for her because we're already reading so many books. So that one has been wonderful, great to narrate from, super simple, and would work even with younger elementary students. So we read through Robert Frost poems, continued to memorize one of his poems, and then for term 2, we're going to do the Song of Hiawatha. Here's the Plutarch book that we will be reading from, switching from Shakespeare over to Plutarch. So she read through Sir Walter Raleigh and Marie Curie for her 2 biographies, scientific biography, and historic biography with Sir Walter Raleigh. This term, I'm actually going to have her she's going to do 2 science biographies because she really loves science. And I really truly believe in strength-based homeschooling, how 80% of it, we lean into their strengths and their interests still through a Charlotte Mason method. Not for everything, but for a lot of our topics and deep dives. And so for our term 2, she will also be doing a veterinary medicine curriculum. that she's really excited about. And then during the Christmas season, we're reading as a family Christmas Carol, which our son has listened to on audio about 3 times. He always fell asleep on road trips listening to it. One book we did drop is School of the Woods. And the reason we dropped it is she was not enjoying it, first of all, which don't just stop the book because they're not enjoying it. Please don't do that. Continue on. Sometimes she wanted me to put down Anne of Green Gables, and I was like, no, you're gonna like this more. And she fell in love. We're watching Anne with an E right now. Such a fun series after that book. But I think because we've read through so many simple studies guides and books, this just felt redundant and kind of kiddish to her. So she was not interested in that. So we dropped that. So through our community, she's doing everything from Latin and science and writing to geography as well as history. So there's a lot going on at our community as well. But in the meantime, I am also going to have her we're starting a book club with a few friends that she'll be reading several books. She and I will be reading through Little Women. And then she is also reading A Wrinkle in Time. She's picked up a lot of books recently that are outside of our curriculum purview, which is great. I love that she's doing that, but she has a big reading load as it is that I try to keep her on. So at least she's loving reading. And I am so grateful that we took the approach of not forcing reading earlier than our children were really interested in reading, because it really helped them flourish and fall in love with reading themselves. And reading aloud or audiobooks, they still count. So if you are concerned about your child not reading by 8, 9, 10, that's okay. We had one read at 4, and we had one read closer to 9-ish, maybe even, it was around 9. And everybody was worried. Just take a breath and lean into your child and how creative and amazing they are and other gifts that they have. If they are not falling in love with reading, please, please, please. I encourage you not to force it earlier, because once they do take off with it and they love reading, they will pick up every book under the sun if they weren't totally forced at a super early age to read. Scientific studies show that as well. I'm not going to get into the scientific studies in this little update video, but please let me know what questions you have. Our way is not everybody's way. I just love sharing it here because I love books. I'm obsessed with books. I love talking about books, and I love talking with other homeschoolers about what they're using and the curriculum they're using. Please let me know if you have questions or suggestions. I would love to hear them. I always love hearing from you guys, and I look forward to seeing you again soon. Thanks so much for being here. Thanks so much for taking the time to watch this, and we'll see you next time. Bye.